Hi, I'm Bill Hobson, and we're glad to have you along for today's program as we showcase a golf destination featuring 111 holes. You may be saying to yourself, 111? That never calculates with my golf math. Well, give us a couple of minutes and we'll make sense out of all of it, because we've brought our cameras to a part of pure Michigan that you might not otherwise associate with being a great golf destination. But that's exactly what it is. So get your camera ready when you come here and your A game, because you're going to be required to hit precision shots like this. Uh-oh. We'll just edit that part out. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, celebrating our 20th season of shining the spotlight on the best places to stay, play, and enjoy the greatest game on earth. Stay connected 24/7 to MGL on Facebook, Twitter, our weekly radio show, and podcasts on the all-new 4golfersnetwork.com.
Oh, come on, give me one. That's a gimme. Hello and welcome into the show. I'm Bill Hobson. It sure is good to have you along with us today as we shine the spotlight on one of the state of Michigan's premier golf destinations, and it's located in a part of the state you might not expect. We are just a few minutes from downtown Lansing, the capital of Michigan, in East Lansing, where Eagle Eye Golf Club has a stable of courses unmatched anywhere, not only in this state, perhaps anywhere in the country. Over the course of the next few minutes, we're going to take you on a tour of Timber Ridge, Woodside, Hawk Hollow, and Eagle Eye. So there's a lot of golf in your future. Stick around as we get things started. One of the most iconic names in Michigan golf course architecture is the legendary Jerry Matthews. And in 1988, he did something very special with a unique piece of property here in East Lansing. Timber Ridge Golf Club is the newest family member under the umbrella of Eagle Eye Golf Club. And it also has a very special spot in my heart for a unique experience several years ago. Let's visit Timber Ridge. And when you do come tee it up at Timber Ridge, it's quite likely that as you check in the pro shop, you're going to see the smiling face of the guy who runs this particular course, Mr. Jason McCutcheon. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show today.
I love this Jerry Matthews course. How do you describe what he did with the property?
To be honest with you, this property is a little bit different than anything else you'll find in this area. It really feels like he brought a golf course in from above and just dropped it down on this piece of land, and it's beautiful.
This course is appropriately named Timber Ridge. There's a lot of trees out here, and they're not 90% air.
Right.
They sure do a great job, though, of framing several of the holes as we start off on the front.
Yeah, you're right. You start off on the first three holes actually are really framed by the hardwoods here, and they line the fairways, they shape the holes, and that's how the entire course gets you off on the right foot.
And you don't have to wait too long until you're made aware there's some serious elevation adjustments to make here.
There are. Actually, we spoke about the first few holes. Hole number 3, you're hitting up a good 30 or 40 feet on your approach shot coming into the green.
When you finally make it to the greens, whether it's in the first 3, last 3, or the middle holes, they all have some challenge to them. Right. Jerry's known for having some very interesting green complexes. Right. What did he do here?
There's actually a lot of subtlety in these greens. So even though there's a lot of elevation that you see, there's a lot of elevation that you don't see as well. There's a lot of breaks that until you're out here and you play the golf course quite a few times, you're unaware. I mean, I think you saw on a few of the putts that you made today how it's not right there in front of you.
One of the storylines to tell about Timber Ridge, as it's the newest addition to the family of courses here, is a lot of work that you and your team have done to make sure that the conditions here match what we'll find at Hawk Hollow and Eagle Eye. This place is in fantastic shape, and that doesn't just happen by default.
Right. Well, we appreciate that because our superintendent and his crew are working really hard on that. That's one of the first things that we wanted to change, the perception. I mean, this golf course used to be fantastic and everybody was aware of it. And I think over the last few years, it's kind of deteriorated. And the one thing that we wanted to do when we got it back was to change that. We've replaced all the sand in the bunkers. We started out green side, moved our way into the fairway bunkers, which we just completed that project. We also took out about 75 to 80 trees around tees and greens to change the airflow and to get a little bit of sunlight so we could grow the grass a little bit different. And it also allows us, previously we weren't able to mow the greens exactly the same, and now we're able to get that consistency because we have the growth to go along with it.
You spent a couple of seconds briefly describing the first 3 holes. What's the rest of the front 9 feel like?
So the rest of the front 9 spreads out a little bit. It increases in length. Those first 3 holes are fairly short. They get you off on an easier start than what the next few holes do. The green complexes change and they get a little bit more severe over the next 3 or 4 holes, and then you finish up on a nice long par 5 coming on 9. And we can't forget the hole-in-one hole that we got to witness the plaque again today.
We need to briefly interrupt our narrative here at Timber Ridge for this moment in golf history. Our great game, of course, is marked by historic shots at championship moments. There's Gary Player on number 16 at Oakland Hills. There's Bubba Watson from the Pine Straw and an impossible angle in a playoff at the Masters. And then probably topping the list is what happened here at Timber Ridge on September 1st, 2007 on this 8th hole. I remember that day well. It was 132 brutal yards uphill, and so far the only ace recorded of my career took place right here. And Jason, I understand it's still a primary source of conversation amongst players here all the time.
People come from all over the state asking if they can see this plaque, and it's a landmark for our locals.
Yeah, it looks like a fantastically designed plaque. It'll be here for centuries, probably.
It will be for sure.
Well, I now have a commitment to you, the viewer. We're not leaving here until I make another ace. It's 123 yards today.
Second, Bill. I think you're going to need to. And keep in mind, we've only got about 7 hours of daylight left.
Whew. All right, you might need to grab another one of those. Here we go. I think that's really quite close, actually, believe it or not. We'll see how close when we get up there. All right, I didn't make the ace again today. I came close. I gave it my best shot. Now let's make the turn. I love the 10th tee.
Right.
It may have the greatest up north feel of any hole here, and you're right next to the clubhouse looking down this tunnel towards that green.
Right, when you get to the back 9 now, you get even more of that elevation. You talked about the 10th tee looking back down, so we've got the 10th, the 11th is a par 3. Similar feel, it's a pretty big elevation drop off of that tee shot. Work your way a few more holes and then you get into 14 that's a very similar tee shot to what number 10 is.
There's really no hole on the back 9 you want to skip. They've all got something special to them, but this finishing stretch of 16, 17, and 18, really cool.
Right.
Guide us through each of those from tee to green.
Okay, 16 is a mid-length 150 range par 3, another elevated tee shot looking down over a pond. The green is very narrow. It's a difficult target. It's very wide, but depth-wise, it's difficult to get the yardage correct. And then you step up to 17. It's a reachable par 5, not an easy tee shot, and then you have a marshland to hit over on your second shot. When you get up around the green, it gets a little more simple.
A little insider tip. You may want to lay back from that marshland a little bit so
Right.
you can literally see the green.
Right. Yeah, I saw you bouncing up a few times trying to find the pin when you were hitting your shot in. But yes, if you lay up to that 120, 130 range, it's perfect on that shot.
And then we step on to 18, and if you happen to be playing it all the way back, that is quite a finishing hole challenge at 460 from the back tees.
Yeah, so you've got a hazard to penalty area these days, I guess, to the left side. You've got a little bit of room to the right, but it's a long tee shot. And then you step up in the green complex and the shot into the green. It's a beautiful shot coming into the green over the water. We've got the fountain on the side, 2 levels to that green, so you have to be on the right level. And if you're not towards the right side of that fairway, there's a tree overhanging here that you can see that it's difficult to get around to a left hole location.
Come on. Hey, finally made a putt. Jason, you guys, your whole team has done a fantastic job bringing this course back to life. Well done, my man.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for the guided tour. Next up, we're going to head from Timber Ridge over to a beautiful 12-hole time saver called Woodside. Not to be overlooked in the stable of golf courses here under the Eagle Eye Golf Club umbrella is a beautiful 12-hole walking course called Woodside. Terry Kildays, Director of Marketing. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm good. How does this Woodside fit into the family of courses?
Well, it's another offering that we feel takes us across the broad spectrum of the mid-Michigan golfer. People with time constraints, number one, that still want a great experience. And then also people who just aren't up to playing 18 holes. 12 holes seems to fit in so well for so many people. It's a nice get around the course in 3 hours or less.
But let's not sell it short, because you can get around in 3 hours or less, but you're not sacrificing any beauty. This is a very pretty golf course.
It's picturesque, it really is. The big hardwoods, we've got wetlands here, but it's generous landing areas. You know, I'd like your listeners to know that it's a full regulation size golf course. You know, par fives are above 500, and they're getting the real golf experience. With Woodside, Timber Ridge, the 27 holes at Hawk Hollow, the 18-hole putting courses there, and then obviously our gem, Eagle Eye, we can offer great golf to all levels of play and all time constraints that people may have.
Welcome back to the show and our tour of the remarkable stable of courses under the umbrella of Eagle Eye Golf Club. We told you in the prior segment that renowned Michigan golf course architect Jerry Matthews did something special over at Timber Ridge. Well, he also did something very special here at Hawk Hollow Golf Course, where 27 holes of excellence are ready for you. It's incredible views like this that help make Hawk Hollow as special a golf course as it is. And to help us on our guided tour, the director of golf for this entire family of courses is Luke Tody. And let me ask you the same question I asked Jason at Timber Ridge a few minutes ago. What did Jerry Matthews do with this property?
Oh, Jerry did a great job. Took a piece of land that had a lot of potential and used the natural qualities for this great golf course. And all three nines are their own nines, but can pair into a great 18 holes.
Well, you're our tour guide for this one, so let's start off on the first 9, 1 through 9. What's the feel like of that set of holes?
Yeah, it starts off on the first hole with a nice tree-lined fairway, kind of get like an up-north feel. And we actually played that hole, and I think you made birdie, right?
I made birdie on all the holes. Well, I don't know why you're laughing. That's just how we always do it here. The approach shot to that first hole sets the tone really for what is required of your game here at Hawk Hollow.
It does.
Accurate iron play.
Yes, absolutely. Jerry Matthews was very fair in his design. There's some wide landing areas, but then the green complexes are difficult out here. And if you have your iron game on point, you will definitely score well.
Love that third hole, par 3 with a lot of wetlands and a lot of trouble on it. And if you're playing all the way back, which we weren't, thankfully, you're at about 230.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful hole.
It is, absolutely. Anytime you have to carry water always gets your heart beating a little bit, and that one is just a beautiful golf hole with some homes on the right-hand side of the hole, but not really in play. So it's just a beautiful piece of work by Jerry. Number 7, the par 3. Always good to miss long on that hole because there is water in front again, but it is a beautiful golf hole. I think we played about 165, 170 today, so it's not overly long. It is the shortest of the par 3s on the original 18 holes.
It's one of those holes where you stand either on the tee box or on the green, and if you just do your own little 360, you'll realize how gorgeous that setting is.
It is. It kind of sneaks up on you. You're just playing the round, and then all of a sudden, wow, what a beautiful hole.
Yeah, 8 takes us down a narrow tunnel.
Yep. Usually less than driver off the tee, and then leads to anywhere from a wedge to a, we'll say, 7-iron into the green. And it is that's one of the tougher green complexes, a lot of undulation there.
Number 9, it's bombs away.
It is. Yeah, you better hit the big stick and really launch it down the fairway, or else you have a really long shot in.
It's a good challenge to end your first 9. Stop in and grab your hot dog and head on out to number 10. And I really think that the entire personality of the golf course changes when you get to that second set of 9s.
Yeah, I agree. The trees become more in play, and it's the back nine here at Hawk Hollow is one of my favorite nines I've ever played.
If your game wasn't sharp up to this point, you're going to maybe pay a little bit of a price on 10.
Yeah, you could get away with it early in the round, spraying the ball and not being right on your game. But number 10, especially where that hole was today, was just wicked.
I think you did that on purpose just for us.
Yeah, I definitely set it up, or had our superintendent set it up tough for us.
All right, let's bring it down the home stretch. Step on to 16T. What do you use for your aiming point?
There's a tree out in the distance, depending on what set of tees, but off the blue tees, it's a great aiming point. As long as you hit the ball about 200 yards, it puts you right in the middle of the fairway, and then you have a scoreable wedge in.
And with this thing veering off to the right over the wetlands, it's a beauty.
Yeah.
But again, you can make a donation of a souvenir if you're not accurate.
Oh yeah, I think the pond has raised quite a bit this year off of those donations.
Yeah, I would think so. Some of them might even have my logo on them. 17 and 18. Now is when you get the cameras out and you have the view of the clubhouse over the lake. 17 though, if you get too distracted, you'll end up in the lake.
Yes, absolutely. 17, what a great par 3, water down the right-hand side, some bunkers that guard the left-hand side, and you really need to have an accurate shot or almost lay it up and play smart and just maybe make a 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then
take double out of play.
Yeah. Don't take that penalty shot or in the bunker.
And then 18.
18, probably the most beautiful golf hole on this entire Hawk Hollow property, and it's anywhere from a hybrid to a driver off the tee, then you hit over the water back at the massive clubhouse, and what a great way to end your 18 holes.
Or you
get
keep
ready
on
for the other
going,
9.
because we'll now do something that we don't normally do at a golf destination. We'll talk about holes 19 through 27. You keep on going, and now you enter this part of the property that it almost defies description in a few places. You take that stretch through 21, 22, 23, 24, and an island fairway, that's fairly rare.
It is, yeah, the island fairway, number 23, what a hole. Luckily, it's not too long, so you might not have to hit driver on the hole, but definitely intimidating with a true island fairway. But Jerry did a great job building that third 9 out of an old rock quarry, and it's absolutely stunning, and one of my favorite sides we have on our entire property.
Well, while we continue to kind of soak in the beauty of that final 9, let's talk briefly about the other things that happen here. There may be somebody in our viewing audience thinking about getting married. You've got that covered here as well.
Yeah, we have 2 banquet rooms here, one upstairs, one downstairs, both with great golf course views. We also have the wedding chapel, if you like that, and we have outdoor wedding gardens as well.
That chapel is a beautiful building set in behind a little brook that runs through, and the rock formations. The landscaping is stunning. What an awesome place to make your forever after begin.
Absolutely, and the inside is absolutely stunning, done totally right. You know, everything's to the 9s in there, and what a great place to start your life with your significant other.
If you take holes 1 through 27, how many golf balls should one plan on having in one's bag?
Oof, wow, that is a great question. I'll just say 1 because we do sell those here too.
Very good idea. And on TV, we use the same ball the entire time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, good stuff. We're going to see Luke again here in a moment. We take a break, then when we come back, we head to the flagship course in the family of the Eagle Eye courses. We're going to Eagle Eye after this. Welcome back to the program and our special tour of the family of courses under the Eagle Eye umbrella. Well, we've got time left for one more course, and it is the flagship. Welcome to the championship venue that's ready for your game as well, Eagle Eye Golf Club. And as we dig into the beauty that is Eagle Eye, Luke Tody rejoins me. Take us through what a beautiful masterpiece this course is.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Chris Lutzke did an amazing job, along with Pete Dye, forming this golf course and basically moving all the dirt to create these water hazards and mounding and all of that. And we're very proud of what he did and able to call this home.
This course is probably the biggest surprise for where it's located. Most people would expect a course of this quality and of this characteristic to be located maybe in northern Michigan or maybe even overseas.
Yeah.
This has a unique feel to it.
It sure does. You know, a link-style golf course in the middle of the state. There are some trees out here, but they don't come into play on any of the holes. So you'll have some backgrounds of trees, which reminds us more of a traditional Michigan golf course, but it's very link-style out here.
Let's take a little bit of a hyperspeed tour of 1 through 9.
Yeah, starting on number 1, very difficult dogleg right par 4 with a very long green, and bunkers are very difficult on that hole as well. 2's a short par 3, so that should be fairly doable for most people. And we get to number 4, great par 5, risk reward with water on the left side. So if you hit a good drive, you can go for it. If not, lay up and hit a wedge in. 5, my personal favorite hole on the entire golf course. About 200-yard par 3 with water on the left and short of the green. Very, very difficult.
And if we ever did a full show just dedicated to great par 3s in the region, this number 5 would have to be at or very near the top of that list.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've played all over the state, and I can't think of too many par 3s that I would take over that hole.
And then we finish out the front 9 with number 9 on the right side of the water.
Yeah, number 9, mirror of 18, and great par 5 to finish. Once again, if you hit a good drive, you can get home in 2.
You can. I can lay up and then get home in 3, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
We make the turn, we go out to number 10, and the default instinct is probably to reach for your driver. You may not want to do that.
Yeah, 10's definitely a position hole. One of the few holes out here where driver's probably not the play for most people, but you can still hit a short iron in with a good hybrid or wood.
Also on that list of great par 3s, you mentioned it a moment ago, is number 12. And if the hole location happens to be in that back left, good luck.
Yeah, back left hole location, and if you play the back tee, you're looking at 250 yards.
Yeah, don't play back there.
Yeah.
Play up there where old guys like me play, and then just try to hit the green or save something out of the bunker left.
13, one of the most difficult holes on the course, water down the entire right side and a big bunker there too to catch anything that's not too astray there. But great par 4 and definitely favor the left side.
The home stretch on Eagle Eye is as good a home stretch as any championship course, public or private, anywhere. Take us through 16, we know 17, and then 18.
Yeah, 16, probably my second favorite hole on the golf course. Kind of a dogleg left and then comes back to the right at the green with a big bunker and water at the green. Really need to play smart and to the left side on that hole.
Okay, we put out on 16 and we have the drive over to 17. You see it from up on top of the hill where we're standing. And by the time you get down to your tee, your butterflies are churning a little bit. And it's not that long of a shot. You just can't be off.
Yeah, you're right. As soon as you get up on this hill and you look down, you kind of think, oh man, I need to hit a good one here. And like you said, it's not too long of a shot, anywhere from 120 to 150. But anytime there's water around the whole green can make it difficult.
Well, when we watch the world's greatest players hit the same distance on TPC in Florida, we understand that it's not that far for them either, but there's still a lot of splashdowns. If I were to go ball dipping here, how many thousands of balls would I grab?
Oh man, luckily we do go get them out, but yeah, and on a daily basis there has to be dozens at minimum.
And then the home hole, bringing the clubhouse view back into play, but more importantly, bringing a beautiful finishing hole into play.
Yeah, 18 is a great finishing hole. If it comes down to the last hole on your side bet with your buddies, another par 5, where if you're a really big hitter, you might be able to get home, but most people be laying up on that hole and hitting some form of a wedge in, but a great green complex as well.
I even found a very forgiving landing pad down to the right side in case your second shot's a little wayward.
Yeah, you were in an interesting spot, but you managed very nicely out of that.
The last thing I have to ask you ties back into the first thing I said on today's program, that there are 111 holes in the Eagle Eye family. Very quickly, break down the math for us.
Okay, we'll start here at Eagle Eye, 18 holes. Then we'll go across the street to Hawk Hollow where we have 27 holes. And then we have an 18-hole putting course as well. We'll go down the road to Timber Ridge, 18 more holes there. Cruise on over to Falcon where we have 9 holes of golf and 9 holes of foot golf. And then we'll finish up at Woodside where we started the show. And we have 12 holes of golf there.
I'm using all my fingers and toes to add it up. It's all excellent. You need to come and play it. Luke, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill. Pleasure having you.
Well, over the course of the last 30 minutes or so, we've had the opportunity to showcase for you the beauty of Timber Ridge, of Woodside, of Hawk Hollow, and now Eagle Eye. So it's your turn to come here and see it for yourself. Thanks to partnerships with a number of area hotels, there are wonderful stay and play packages that you can discover online at eagleeyegolfclub.com. So while I clean up my sand save here, why don't you jump online and take a look at those packages? Come spend a weekend, spend a full week, whatever the amount of time, you, my friends, are in for a treat. I had no intentions of making that at any point. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you here next time when you visit Eagle Eye Golf Club and its family of wonderful courses.